Okay, so am I the only one that feels this way? So, don't you low key like hate when okay, so being a single woman, especially a single Christian woman, I get this a lot from a lot of different people, from my community, from my church, et cetera, et cetera. So you always tell them like, oh, I'll be so glad when I get married one day, this and that, and then the first thing they say is, oh, girl, well, marriage is a lot of work, or they'll say, well, don't rush into it. But then I turn around and tell you in the same aspect, it's better to marry than burn. Excuse me. So like you can't have them both. So you got to come up with a solution as to which one you want to throw out there to me, because you're kind of giving me like very confused vibes at this point. Like in one respect, you make me want to be married, but then in another respect, you tell me how much work it is. I'm sure it's work. Everything in life that you want in life is going to be a lot of work if you got to put a lot of dedication to it. Building your own business is a lot of work. Going back to school to get an education is a lot of work. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. So why would it not be a lot of work? I don't know. I just never understood why older people from the congregation, or, not even just older people, but people in general who have been married for X amount of years, they'd be like, don't go looking for it. Don't go looking for it. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? And I'm not saying like go look for it as far as like, you know, go to those extreme measures that some people do looking for it. But I had this one older lady tell me, well, I was like, I don't look for it. She was like, well, when you go out in the streets, um, you don't maybe not technically look for it, but that's what you're looking for. So like not looking for it, but basically out there looking for it. And I'm like, okay. So what am I supposed to close my mind to the idea that I want to be married one day? I'm not supposed to just like keep an open mind about it. Like I'm confused. Like, did you go looking for it, or I mean, how did you go about it? And that's another thing. Like, this is 2022. You got married in 1965, respectfully. So the way you went about it is not going to work for me. So, not saying that y'all advice is not working. It's just not working in this era with the generation that you have now, even on a biblical and spiritual perspective. You may think that like a lot of we don't listen and we're not listening. It's just that I think that you guys need to take time out to kind of like listen to us, because honestly, you're not going to understand how things work because you got married 30, 40 years ago, and those type of men only existed 30, 40 years ago.